Hey everyone, welcome back to the Budget Nomad course. Today we're diving into one of my absolute favorite ways to travel, ride-sharing and carpooling. If you've been following along, you know we're all about stretching our travel budgets while having authentic experiences. Well, ride-sharing does both beautifully. Not only can you save anywhere from 50 to 70% compared to trains or buses, but you'll also meet locals and fellow travelers, practice languages, and discover hidden gems that aren't in any guidebook. So let's talk about how to do this safely and effectively. First, let's address why ride-sharing should be in every budget nomad's toolkit. The financial benefits are obvious. A bus ticket from Paris to Lyon might cost you 40 euros, but the same journey via BlaBlaCar could be just 15 to 20 euros. That's massive savings that add up quickly over months of travel. But here's what I love even more, the human connection. When you're sharing a car for 3 or 4 hours, you're gonna have conversations. You'll learn about local life, get restaurant recommendations that tourists never hear about, and sometimes even make lasting friendships. I've been invited to family dinners, local festivals, and one time, a driver took a detour to show me a medieval castle that wasn't even on my itinerary. There's also the convenience factor. Many ride-shares go to smaller towns that buses don't service frequently. You get door-to-door convenience without the hassle of navigating public transit with your backpack. Plus, you can often negotiate pickup locations that work better for you than a central bus station. Now let's talk platforms. BlaBlaCar is the giant in this space, operating in 22 countries, primarily across Europe, Russia, and parts of Latin America. It's incredibly user-friendly. You create a profile, verify your identity through phone and email, and can add a photo and bio to build trust. The rating system works both ways. Drivers rate passengers, and passengers rate drivers, so everyone has an incentive to be courteous. Here's how it works. You search your route, filter by date and time, and see available rides with the driver's rating, number of completed trips, and cost per seat. The price is usually set by the platform to cover the driver's fuel and toll costs, not to make a profit. This is cost sharing, not a taxi service, which keeps prices incredibly low. You book through the app, pay digitally, and meet your driver at the agreed location. Beyond BlaBlaCar, there are regional alternatives. In Germany, there's Fahrgemeinschaft and Besser mitfahren. In Eastern Europe, BlaBlaCar dominates, but you'll also find local Facebook groups where people organize rides. In the United States and Canada, there's Hitch, Poparide, and even Craigslist rideshare sections, though these require more caution. In Asia, particularly Southeast Asia, ride-sharing is less formalized. You'll often find shared taxi services or informal carpooling through hostel notice boards and local apps like Grab's shared ride features. The key is to research what's popular in your destination before you arrive. Download the apps, create your profile, and verify your account while you still have reliable internet. When you're booking your first ride, there are some strategies to maximize your experience. First, choose drivers with high ratings and multiple completed trips. Someone with a 4.9-star rating and 50 trips is a safe bet. Read the reviews, not just the star count. Look for comments about punctuality, friendliness, and safety. Check the driver's chattiness rating. BlaBlaCar has a feature where drivers self-report as blah for quiet, blah blah for moderate chat, or blah 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 for very chatty. Match this to your mood. If you need to work during the drive, pick a blah driver. If you want cultural exchange, go for blah blah blah. Be punctual. Drivers are doing you a favor by sharing their journey, and they have schedules to keep. Arrive 5 minutes early at the pickup point. Confirm the meeting spot the day before through the app's messaging system. Sometimes pickup points are vague, like city center, so nail down specifics. Pack light and smart. You're sharing space with other passengers, so don't bring your entire luggage collection. A backpack or small suitcase is ideal. If you have larger items, message the driver beforehand to confirm they have trunk space. And finally, bring small bills.
While payment is usually through the app, sometimes drivers appreciate cash for tolls or last-minute changes. Having change shows you're considerate. Now, let's talk about safety, because this is crucial. Ride-sharing is generally very safe, especially on established platforms, but you still need to be smart. Always use official platforms with verification systems. Avoid random rides from people you meet in hostels or on the street, unless they come highly recommended by someone you trust. Share your ride details with a friend or family member. Send them the driver's name, license plate number, and expected arrival time. Most apps have a shared trip feature built in. Check in with your contact when you arrive safely. Trust your instincts. If something feels off about a driver when you meet them, politely decline the ride. You can say you need to cancel for personal reasons. No legitimate driver will pressure you to get in their car. Similarly, if the driver shows up intoxicated or the car is in dangerous condition, walk away. Your safety is worth more than saving 20 euros. Sit in the back seat if you're traveling alone. This is standard safety advice. It gives you personal space and an easy exit if needed. If there are multiple passengers, obviously sitting arrangements will vary, but prioritize your comfort. Keep your valuables with you, not in the trunk. Your passport, wallet, phone, and any electronics should stay on your person or in a small bag at your feet. This isn't because drivers are untrustworthy, but simply because you never know if you'll need to exit quickly or if there's a miscommunication about drop-off points. For women traveling alone, there are some extra considerations. Choose female drivers when available if that makes you more comfortable. Travel during daytime hours when possible, especially in unfamiliar regions. Dress modestly in conservative countries to avoid unwanted attention. And again, trust your gut. If a driver makes inappropriate comments or you feel uncomfortable, ask to be dropped off in a public place. Let's talk about being a 5-star passenger, because remember, you're being rated too. Good ratings mean future drivers will want to pick you up. And in some cases, drivers can even refuse passengers with low ratings. Be friendly, but read the room. Some drivers want to chat for the entire journey. Others prefer silence. Take your cues from them. If they're asking questions and engaging, reciprocate. If they're focused on driving with music playing, don't force conversation. Offer to help with navigation if you're good with maps, especially if the driver seems unsure. Many appreciate a co-pilot, but don't backseat drive. There's a difference between helpfully saying, "The GPS shows the next exit," and criticizing every turn. Chip in for tolls or parking if the driver pays out of pocket and it wasn't included in the booking price. Even though they're not expecting it, offering 5 euros for a toll is a classy move that gets appreciated. Don't eat smelly foods in the car unless everyone's doing it. If you're doing a long journey and bringing snacks, bring enough to share or ask if it's okay to eat. Be mindful of allergies and preferences. Leave the car cleaner than you found it. If you bring trash, take it with you. If you spill something, apologize and offer to clean up. Basic respect goes a long way. And finally, leave an honest but kind review. If the driver was great, say so specifically. If there were issues but nothing dangerous, you can still be diplomatic. The community relies on honest feedback to stay safe and enjoyable for everyone. Ride-sharing and carpooling represent everything I love about budget travel. You save money, reduce your environmental impact by filling empty car seats, and you have authentic experiences that connect you to real people. Some of my favorite travel memories aren't from famous landmarks, but from conversations and cars with strangers who became friends. So here's my challenge for you. Book a rideshare on your next trip, even if it's just a short journey between nearby cities. Experience this form of travel firsthand. Come back and share your story in the community group. Tell us about the people you met, the money you saved, and whether you do it again. In our next video, we're going even further off the beaten path with hitchhiking. Yes, we're going there. We'll talk about when it's culturally appropriate, how to stay safe, and the unwritten rules of this ultimate budget travel method. Until then, safe travels, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination, especially when you're sharing it with interesting people. See you in the next one.